Hello, dear. It is my esteemed pleasure to present to you with a splendid opportunity for luxurious riches with a net worth of $850 million USD. All you need to do is simply to listen to this beautiful podcast, and everything that you desire will be yours. In the event that you refuse, I have acquired private footage of you executing dirty activities upon your own person that I will share it with your entire contacts list unless you kindly transmit $17 billion USD to me in cryptocurrency. Many blessings and best wishes. Hello, dear.
We're live. Hello, dear.
Hello, dear.
You're wearing a sick bucket hat right now. Is that what it's called, a bucket hat?
Yeah, I just needed a little something.
Yeah, I like it. Your like eyebrows are covered. There's a mysterious allure to you right now.
I feel like sometimes, so Matt, Sydney, and Tim Butterly used to have that Stoner Dads podcast.
Right, yes.
And they would do a thing where they would when they would have a guest on, there was a separate closet that you sat in.
That's right. Matt told me that when he pitched me being on it once, and he was like, "You're going to be in a separate room."
Yeah.
Anyway, tell me more.
There's something I like about it being engaged in the convo, but not being there.
Right. Sure.
I was also. They also get you high.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something to do with that too.
And you got high when you did it, right?
Yeah,
because you don't really partake in marijuana that much.
Yeah, I don't really smoke. I would take let's actually just a free plug. Shout out Swim Hempy Campers tincture.
Okay.
It's like a THC.
Nice.
That you put in a little drink. But I would take that, and it wasn't anything crazy, but the hat is trying to replicate.
Yeah, I appreciate
putting
that.
myself in a closet. So yeah,
I mean, it's very celebrity trying not to be noticed.
Yeah, yeah. How funny are because the person I think of when I think of the hat is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
and his hats always make him look more like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right, for sure. Wait, I feel like I picture him wearing a baseball cap really low.
Yeah,
that's what I.
His is
visualize.
always. It's always a very ill-fitting baseball cap. It's like a very stark black baseball cap, and it's too tight or something. It's such a weird.
Yeah, it feels very Kendall Roy, walking through.
It is Kendall Roy, yeah.
Walking on the subway or something, because because in one of his disassociative episodes.
True.
Where I love all those episodes of Succession that just ends with 5 minutes of Kendall walking around. It's really slow music, and she's just looks suicidal and is just doing normal stuff in Manhattan, but
yeah, true.
But he's a lost little boy.
Yeah, wait, what is that? He goes to a protest.
That's
right?
Roman.
Oh, Roman goes to a protest.
Yeah, Roman walks through a protest and gets the shit beaten out of him on purpose.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
It's very Roman as well.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I like Kendall's I mean, that's a separate character. It's Kendall Roy's
suicidal
face.
Kendall.
Yeah, just
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, you're wearing a sick bucket hat. You're sipping a massive Bud Light.
Yeah, I'm just full of surprises.
No, I know. I love it, man.
Massive Bud Light. Yeah, the hat. I feel like I'll probably take it off because the heat is.
I know. Yeah, it's a little hot in here. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's just
if we put the fan on, I don't have audio engineering skills good enough to edit it out.
I don't mind. I don't mind the heat. It's just
this is a pressure cooker in here. What do they call it? Boiler room, those stock rooms. Yeah, this is what it is.
That'd be cool if an arm.
Yeah, we have to come up with 15 business ideas before. And we're gonna keep recording until we do.
I would like if an arm eventually of this podcast became a penny stock operation, and there was a subsidiary where, maybe it's not even. We just have a boiler room operation.
Yeah, I like that.
I would like that. I'm not good at selling stuff, but I think maybe
I don't even know what our product would be. I mean, I guess like the whole thing about Ponzi schemes or pyramid schemes is that often there is no product. It's like that's the whole thing. It's like you're like roping people into the act of marketing.
Yeah. Sometimes with Boiler Room, sometimes it's like an actual stock, but it's just like a dud.
Yeah.
That is just like out there.
Is that what they call like junk bonds, or is that a different?
Yeah. So like, well, a junk bond is so it's like debt that gets issued from a company that's kind of like a substandard quality.
Oh, wow.
And that's why they call it junk.
Okay.
And it just happens to junk bonds also like pay a higher return. Like,
yeah,
it's like, hey, if you give us this money now, we'll pay you like, I mean, just double that.
Yeah.
In a particular amount of time.
Dude, the whole thing of buying debt.
I know.
It's like, I like I get lost right away when like I'm reading about finance, and it's like
it's so confusing.
They've acquired the debt that I read this whole book. It's called it's kind of a cool book. It's called More, and it's kind of like this pocket history of like the world economy, basically.
Whoa.
And that's such a complex topic that obviously you can't really write like a 400-page book about that, but.
Also
I just remember. Yeah, no, it was cool. I liked it.
Try and make it succinct, because I bet there's like substantial takeaways.
Yeah. Yes, there was. Now I'm testing myself. Like, what do I remember about this book that I read? Okay, one was that complex financial instruments, like whatever. I mean, a collateral debt obligation is like that's like the first one I think of. But stuff like that.
Yeah,
that was like people invented that. In like the 1700s. It's like older than you think.
Whoa.
Not exactly that one, but just these complicated maneuvers that people made to get a higher return on their investment on stuff. Like that was coming around in like the age of, in the sailing around the world and, selling silk and whatever, all that. So that was interesting to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, at one point, it was talking about how in Mesopotamia, like there was like finance already got pretty complicated.
Wow.
Because it makes sense. It's like the humans then had the same mental capacity as the humans now.
Yeah, it's just like crazy to think about, because it seems like survival was more of a priority.
Right.
So you weren't like,
yes. But not for everybody. For everybody, it's like
guess that's
you
true.
could, if you were like a wealthy merchant. You could devote a lot of your time to figuring out complex, abstract ways to make more money.
Yeah.
So that was a takeaway. Then I think one of the takeaways is that Warren Buffett made a lot of his money by successfully betting on English currency decreasing in value and somehow like made like $1 billion based on that or something like that. Like in the 80s and 90s, there was a bunch of like weird currency exchange things that, and that's where I got lost, evident from my very poor summary of it that I can barely remember it. But I remember there was a lot of complicated stuff about different countries' currencies and how they were trying to stay on top of it. And then I guess just how fucking massive the global supply chain is. And that's something I knew abstractly, but just to like think about it, the guy was like, imagine what it takes for you to brush your teeth at night. Like every single step you take is derived from like you're involved in like 16 different countries already. Yeah. Just by like brushing your teeth because of the plastic that your toothbrush came in and whatever,
It's so crazy.
So that stuff kind of was dizzying.
Yeah,
and
it's so overwhelming.
And in some ways it's cool. Like the guy who wrote it was not exactly conservative, but certainly comfortable with capitalism, so he was like, this is kind of cool, like how complex the world is. But
so
that's a takeaway I had, and I think we can add to that complexity with our with whatever venture this podcast develops.
I'm looking forward to We should do the first podcast to issue bonds. We just raise like
that's funny, dude.
Yeah. Somehow raise billions of dollars and 55 minutes of an episode is like Harry's shave razors. It's like we need the money back.
That's funny. I mean, that is that's the other thing too is like I was thinking about the .com bubble and just what that was and how that worked and like a lot of the like podcast products seem like stuff you would have heard about in the .com bubble. It's like, oh yeah, like why did the world economy crash in like 2027? Like, well, there was this subscription-based razor blade service that somehow got valued at this crazy price. And,
I know.
Yeah, dude. I think at some point in this podcast, I'm gonna bring a list of finance terms and I'm gonna ask you what they all mean.
I would love that
because you know that stuff, right? Like you're pretty.
Yeah, I think I have like an idea.
You have a layman. You have a educated layman's knowledge on it.
Yeah,
and I think it might be helpful to the masses.
Yeah, the levels of like translation.
Yeah, because I think it's true. Like I think finance is obscure and abstract kind of on purpose. Yeah. Because it's like if most people don't understand it, then the people that do understand it can take advantage of it.
I know. That's like the sinister, truthful implication. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. I know. And I guess, it's true. Unfortunately, Kevin Hart doing like Chase commercials is only going to do so much. But it is the start.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think I feel like Kevin Hart is, I don't know, it's interesting. Kevin Hart seems to me like the kind of celebrity that's like, we got to build financial literacy. Yeah. That's like, then Jason Tatum like created a nonprofit based on that, the Boston Celtics player. And then someone on Twitter was criticizing him and saying like, this is just like a tax write-off. Like anytime you see a celebrity create a charity that's like to promote financial literacy, it's like they could just fund something more concrete. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what Jason Tatum's intentions were.
I mean, I know that's like, I guess, yeah. Well, we do have him on next week. So
yeah. We'll grill him.
But yeah, that's true. I feel like that's just like a symptom of people just commenting. Like, I mean, it's just people having
being needlessly cynical about it.
Yeah, just like they're just. It's like the same thing when Jeff Bezos' ex-wife Mackenzie, I forget her last name, but
she's given out so much money.
Yeah, she's given a bunch of money, and I remember somebody wrote, I think it was in the New York Times, somebody wrote like an op-ed. Yeah, that was like, by giving these nonprofits all this money, you're just creating more work for these nonprofits. And it's like, yo, shut the fuck up. It's like, yeah, I guess, but it's like, isn't that the point?
No, for sure. But then it's hard because then it's like, you give a bunch of money to a nonprofit, and are they just going to be like, well, what if we got like a sick photocopier?
I know. Like, it is true.
I mean, that helps.
It is true where it's like, I don't know. It's like, I think she had a bunch of folks do research on it, and she probably is well versed in it too, but it's like, I don't know if any of these places knew it was coming. So it's like, that is kind of, that's kind of inconsiderate to be like, yo, we got all this money for you. Yeah. And it's like, yes, this is very nice, but it's like, a heads up. Right. Give me a heads up.
Yeah, right, because you got to plan how to spend it.
Yeah. There's like, a lot goes into that. So I get the criticism, but anyway, financial literacy. Yeah, I feel like Kevin Hart, I've heard him talk about it. Yeah. So maybe their intentions are, I don't know.
I'm guessing he's doing the Chase commercials because it's like a massive paycheck, and I don't feel like he's like, he wants to educate people on how to use like credit cards better.
I don't think. I don't think he cares. But yeah, that's true. Yeah, true.
Dude, should we get to the first item on our agenda?
Yeah.
I'm just frothing at the mouth about this.
Okay.
First item is, what did you eat this week? And I'd like you to speak on yours first. because my eyes are just Kit Kat ice cream. Kit Kat ice cream. Tell me about Kit Kat ice cream.
Yeah, Kit Kat ice cream. All right. First of all, this is like, there's a grocery store by where I live that is like, it's refreshing in the sense that I feel like there's a lot of grocery store chains now that the products that they have on the shelves are the grocery store branded product. You know what I mean? It's like all consolidated. So it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
This grocery store doesn't do that. They like buy it from, it's all kinds of different shit. Brand names. Like Lay's and shit.
Yeah.
Tostitos and shit, all that.
Dependable institutions.
Yeah, like it feels like a grocery store when I was like growing up.
Yeah.
And I just happened to see they have Kit Kat ice cream.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me try this. Let me see what it's about.
Yeah. And how was it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, have you ever had like the ice cream with like the Oreos in it?
Yes.
So it's like that.
But with Kit Kat.
Just Kit Kat.
That's awesome.
But Kit Kat's like a
Vanilla
wilder
base?
chocolate based with a little bit of vanilla in it.
I like that.
Yeah, which is a cool twist. A little flip the script, and they like it's almost Cold Stone-ish.
Yeah, with mix-ins.
Yeah, with just Kit Kat, which is pretty cool.
That's nice. Yeah,
I like
that was
my
first job in high school was at not Cold Stone, but a similar
Cold Stone competitor.
Cold Stone competitor. We did mix-ins, and Kit Kats were definitely one of them.
Yeah,
and it was fun. Yeah,
it's a good one.
You feel like a hibachi chef. You're just like, because you have like this big like slab.
Yeah,
and you're just like
that is actually that's nice.
Yeah, I felt real like I don't know, like an expert. I felt I was really working my body.
Yeah, Pedro-san.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hibachi-san.
Pedro.
That'd be sick if you guys ever made someone catch ice cream in their mouth.
Oh yeah, no. But one time I worked with a guy and he was like mixing 2 scoops and then he had, so you have a spade and a scoop and he somehow dropped it, but then he caught it in midair.
Damn.
It was sick.
That's N1.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It was really cool. Shout out Tori.
Damn, shout out Tori. That is really cool. Did he like give the ice cream to the person?
Yeah, no, because it didn't fall on the floor.
So cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, Kit Kat ice cream. That sounds great. What's your ice cream intake like?
It's like, honestly, it was like I just saw this and I was like, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Until then, it had been, I don't know,
a while.
Almost a year, maybe.
That's wow.
I feel like I never get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever done I bet you haven't, but have you ever done like a pint in a night?
No.
Like some real pig stuff?
No, I wish.
Yeah.
I feel like I've maybe tried to get close, but
yeah,
it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of easy.
It's really easy.
Yeah.
It's really easy to do. It's maybe the easiest thing in the world to do.
What was the kind you did it with?
I mean, literally name a
just
kind.
anyone.
Yeah, it usually was Ben and Jerry's though. That was the brand.
Yeah, they're the guys because they put it in the pint.
Yeah,
kind of with that in mind. I feel like they're like,
it's devilish.
You're gonna take this down.
Yeah. Gary Goldman has a whole, when he was in his like deep depression phase, he was doing material about eating a pint of ice cream and about how like it would start. You would eat some of it, but then he would keep eating it because he was like, well, not the surface isn't level.
Yes.
And he was like, for who? The day crew?
Yeah.
I just remember that. It was a good line.
It was a great joke. Yeah. That one sticks out to me as well. Is there a particular, because I feel like that is kind of a depression food people think of.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You think that's the best one?
The best depression food? Wow, that's an amazing question. Because I think yes. I think ice cream is the best depression food.
Yeah, because it's like, because you're already kind of like,
you know what it is too? You have to eat it quickly because it melts.
Yeah.
So you don't have too much time to think about what am I doing? Like, should I really be? Like it's like you're it gives you a sense of it's like you're on the clock for a little bit, so it gives your night a certain urgency and structure that you don't otherwise have.
Yeah.
It's almost like, oh, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, well, if I put ice cream in this bowl right now, I will then have to eat it.
That's true.
Before it melts.
That's a good point.
Suddenly you have a job to do.
It's true.
So you give yourself a little task.
That's actually nice.
Yeah.
And then it's like I did something.
Yeah, exactly.
And you feel good.
I mean, no, you definitely don't feel good. But yeah, maybe that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of like what savory food is the best depression food. I don't really have an answer that comes to mind. I mean, something that could be eaten in a bowl, like mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is probably the
microwavable or you know whatever instant Kraft mac and cheese. I guess.
I think you're probably right. It's like noodle based.
Yeah.
And also ice cream is kind of like there's like a fun aspect to ice cream anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, fuck it. I don't feel good, but this is like whatever. But this is kind of fun.
It like flicks that switch of when you were a little kid and you were like, oh my god, we're getting ice cream. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like you're giving yourself a little treat, but it doesn't mean anything. We're really like diving into the depths here.
I mean,
this is like a Lars von Trier movie. Of just like the psychology of eating ice cream by yourself, which unfortunately, you know, I have some familiarity with.
Look, I guess, you know, it's not a coincidence I put that on the list. It's the thing I hate this week.
But it doesn't sound like you ate it out of a sense of desperation. It sounds like it was a sense of curiosity.
Yeah, true. I mean,
openness.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, you know, God willing, it was. Yeah. And also, it was like, I'll give it to the freezer section at this grocery store. I think I just got lucky. It just happened to be like sitting. It was not. Where it was in the freezer wasn't where it should have been. You know what I mean? So it was like...
And that matters a lot.
Yeah, so I think it just stuck out to me.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant like... Because sometimes ice cream in the freezer gets like freezer burn.
Oh,
and it's like too icy.
Yep.
And then sometimes it's too soft.
True.
And then sometimes it's just right.
True. Yeah, that's a good point.
What was it at? What was the consistency?
It was in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Not too much resistance when you scooped in?
No, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is diabolical.
Yeah.
Did you ever see this on the internet? There's some grocery stores, particularly Aldi, that don't put the prophylactic layer of plastic like on the ice cream.
Yeah.
So it's just cap and then ice cream.
There is something wrong with that.
It's fucked up. The ice cream's good.
Yeah.
But I've seen kids on the internet do a thing where they take the ice cream and then they lick it and then they put the lid and then they put the lid back on.
Damn.
Yeah, so
dude, that's what Aldi deserves. I think I'm thinking of Aldi's like really depressing, right?
Aldi's fucked up.
Yeah, it's like
I chose to name them because yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll dox them. Yeah, it's like you have to like put a quarter in to get a shopping cart, which is like insane.
I know. I never do it. No surrender. I just carry. I like drop shit.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, I guess it's like, is it just because unhoused people take the shopping carts? Like,
I think that's probably it. Yeah.
But like, why wouldn't every grocery? Because it's not like Aldi is the only grocery store that's near homeless people.
It's a good point.
It's almost like Aldi like wants to make you feel homeless, like when you walk in.
Yeah. It's a crazy system to ask for that. I mean, it's literally like it's a subway. It's tokens.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's but also, I mean, at least in cities, I feel like grocery stores with a little bit more bread.
Yeah, yeah.
Wink, wink. A little pun. They like just pay for security now, and they have security at the door. And well, Aldi does too, though.
Right. I don't know. I think some behavioral like economist. They
are German.
That's funny. Yeah. So they hired some expert to be like to go through every step of the customer experience. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why they would be beneficial to Aldi but yeah, it's like if
I would love to know.
Maybe it's like if they get a shopping cart for free. Like if they somehow manage to do that, then they'll load it up with food because they'll feel like they're getting away with something, and so then you just manufacture an open shopping cart. Like there's always one that's like hanging around.
Yeah,
I think we solved it. It's like so because sometimes you go into Aldi and there's like, oh, there's a shopping cart right here, I can just take it. So they do that on purpose.
Right.
And then when you take that, you're like, well, now that I have this cart, I'm going to put a bunch of food in there, and then you spend more money.
Yeah.
I drove by Wharton today, so maybe I picked up some of that, some of the energy of MBA genius.
Yeah, some of that Bill Ackman know-how.
Who's Bill Ackman?
Bill Ackman's the famous. This is back on finance, but he's like the loudest of the alumni lately.
Oh, nice.
But he's like,
well, didn't Trump go to Wharton?
Yeah.
I guess
so did both Trumps. A couple Trumps.
With like Donald Trump Jr.?
I think Ivana went.
Nice.
I think.
Wait, I always forget.
Ivana is like the younger daughter who doesn't really fuck with him, but like kind of fucks with him.
Isn't that Tiffany?
Oh, Tiffany, my bad.
Yeah,
Ivana is the mom.
Is the mom, yeah,
Ivanka is the...
Ivanka's the golden girl.
Maybe Ivanka went too then.
Yeah.
Maybe they all went.
That's great.
That is great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great for Wharton. They're getting paid.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, sorry, Bill Ackman, one of the loudest.
Oh, yeah, Bill Ackman. He's just like a major hedge fund like person. Activist investor, major pain in the ass. Activist is like buys a bunch of shares of a company, forces the company to be like, now I'm on your board because I own so much, changes it all, gets a bunch of money for the people he
Is that called
for.
a bear hug?
I don't know, actually.
Okay.
Probably something like that.
This is what I'll do. I'm going to just like find a bunch of shit from Succession and ask you what it means. But anyway, okay, so Bill Ackman does that.
Oh, yeah, but he's a Wharton graduate. And he's just like, I mean, he's like a billionaire. You know, he's a success story for Wharton.
Yeah,
like,
nice.
He knows his shit when it comes to business.
Yeah, so I'll run all this by him and see if my Aldi scheme works and is reasonable and plausible.
Yeah.
Dude,
he actually might be interested because he's into like schemes.
Right, for sure. I think a lot of those billionaires are.
He's very anti-Herbalife, I think.
He's anti-Herbalife.
Yeah.
Oh, he's into it, meaning he's
into it.
He likes exposing them.
Yeah, I'm gonna expose it.
Oh, okay.
So he
cool.
might be. This might get him. Might get him hard.
Yeah, it might lead to the end of Aldi.
That would be something I'd welcome.
Yeah. Dude, you know, like combination like Pizza Hut, Taco Bell.
Yeah.
What do you think of that combination Burlington Coat Factory, Aldi? the most homeless, big.
Just like trench coats in the fridge and shit.
Dude, that's wow. That would like create the Great Depression again. Like it would like a wormhole would like open. That's awesome. All right, can I tell you about what I ate this week?
Yeah, I've actually, and you know, it's funny that you wanted to get to mine because this was something that I've been thinking about, and I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah.
So please.
Oh yes. Well, first, before I get to the one I wrote, I just ate half of a cheesesteak from Sod's in West Philly.
Shout out to
and I just
Sod.
want to shout it out. Fucking awesome! What a great restaurant.
They were fantastic.
A good man, good restaurant.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Really wonderful
if
people.
You're around.
It's great food.
SAAD. Okay, what I wrote was savory scone.
That's so.
Now I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I was literally thought about it and was like, I got to bring this up with Charles. But scones are an underrated pastry.
Yeah.
For breakfast and for lunch.
Yes.
They, you know what? I think they're better than muffins. Everything you want from a muffin, a scone has, but it stays together in a way that muffins notoriously don't.
It's true.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for
for this
for that analysis.
No, but it's true, right?
I think I agree with you though.
It's got the perfect shape. It's like a triangle. It's got the perfect shape to hold in your hand. It doesn't have any wrapping around it you have to worry about.
Yeah.
It again maintains its structural consistency. And
That's true.
you can make any flavor you want. And so I had I don't know, it was like a cheddar, like a pepper cheddar scone.
Sounds great.
A nice little 1 p.m. treat.
Sounds so good.
I really enjoyed it.
Savory scone, yeah, and I feel like we may have we've talked about this briefly.
Yeah.
I don't think on here, but I'm glad we're revisiting it because
Yeah.
savory scones were like elusive. I think the last time we talked about it because I think I had trouble finding one.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you found it. That's
yeah, it was a coffee shop on the Upper West Side,
Ooh.
Plant Shed. Which
shit!
It has a few locations in.
I know
in
about
New York.
about Plant Shed.
They're nice. Yeah.
Does this one have a bathroom?
Yes, it does.
It does. I've been
Has
to
a
one where
bathroom.
they're
I've
like,
taken a shit in there many times.
I've been to another Plant Shed location.
Yeah.
I've been to, and they're like, we don't have a bathroom.
Wow.
I'm like, yo.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
So
Yeah,
but
if you're a coffee shop, you have to have a bathroom.
That's bananas.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they have savory scones because it's like that's a trade off. If this one,
no bathroom but savory scone.
I'll take it.
Sure. Also, at this one, this might be a docs. I don't know. I saw John Oliver there once.
Ooh, that's nice.
Unmistakable. He is very recognizable. No one looks or sounds like him.
It's true.
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't another guy from Sesame Street?
Right. Yeah, and I almost
really cool.
I almost said I'm a fan, but honestly, I guess I'm not that big of a fan. I'm not enough that I would be able to carry on like a full. I'd be like, oh yeah, like my annoying friends retweet your stuff a lot.
Yeah, that's another good point.
I do think he is smart, and his work. It's like I almost wish he was a funny journalist instead of a news-oriented comedian. Like I wish like there was more journalism. Like
that's a great.
Does
point.
that make sense? Like
no, absolutely. That's a wonderful point, and that's I think this is exactly why he's had so much success with. Not that I know anything, but like the HBO show is a long form. Like those things that's his thing now. The long form, one subject, because it's like it gives him that space.
Yeah, no, it's great.
You know, it's like he's funny, but he needs all that to be the best version of John Oliver. Yeah, and that kind of feels akin to what you're talking about.
His jokes feel contrived.
Yeah,
and he'll have like these running bits that I don't like. And, you know.
No, I'm with that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm totally with that. But I like him still. I mean, I think he is kind of like a legend in his own right.
Definitely.
That's pretty cool. Do you know what he got?
Damn, dude, I wish I had paid attention.
That's always a.
I would guess he gets like a black coffee. But that might be wrong. I don't know. I just don't. I'm guessing he doesn't get anything too fanciful, you know?
Yeah, he seems
maybe an espresso, maybe a latte with.
Yeah,
I don't know if he does milk alternatives.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, he might. You know, he might
there's
not
a
be.
world. Yeah, now there's.
Is he Jewish? I actually don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah. I mean, if he was Jewish, that would then make me think that he's more likely to get a milk alternative because of the Jewish propensity for dairy
this
difficulties.
Is true. You're speaking facts.
Yeah, no, I am.
That's facts. That's not like shit. That's
absolutely. And listen, I'm a member of the chosen people and a struggler of dairy.
Yeah.
All my friends that I grew up with are just popping lactate pills, like it's fucking ketamine before
before an event.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to science. We don't have to spend too long on this, but it struck me. Okay, this philosopher named Daniel Dennett died. You ever heard of this guy?
R.I.P. No.
Famous philosopher of mind, atheist. And his whole thing is that we don't have free will, and our brain is essentially a computer, and consciousness is an illusion. What do you think about that idea?
I mean, I've heard, and it maybe I just didn't know that it came from him, but I've heard this argument.
He's not the first one to put it forth, but he is he was a quite prominent person who.
I don't agree with it, but I really like that theory.
Yeah,
Just it's
very merciless.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I agree with it, but I don't know that I can argue against it. I just have an emotional, almost aesthetic reaction against it.
I know.
It's like, I just imagine him, you know, sitting by the ocean and having this like beautiful experience watching the sunset.
Yeah.
And then just immediately being like, well, I'm just programmed to like this because of the very stimuli that I evolutionarily want to consume or whatever.
No, it's true. It's like, it's a very joyless theory.
Yeah.
Or there's no room for joy in there. But I'm like the same. I guess it's like, again, I don't know anything about this, but like, it's very biology based, I guess, right? It's like years of this evolution we're programmed to be like seeking these things out.
Right. That's the idea, I think.
Yeah. And it's like, from time to time, I'm like, I mean, I can kind of see that, but I still don't agree. And I still have the same reaction you do, where I almost have like, it might not be good, but it's like probably a little bit emotional, where I'm like, yo, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stop ruining my experience of life, you know.
Right.
But I like thinking about that stuff, and I'm really into these dudes. This branch of philosophy that they call themselves. I guess it's just pessimism. It's a pretty simple term, but and some of them go so far as to become anti-natalists.
What is that
It's like
mean?
being against birth. that like being alive is more suffering than it is pleasure, and so being born is a net negative once you like count it all up.
Yeah, I mean,
which I just enjoy. I don't believe that, but I enjoy thinking about it.
It's a really, that's so like, it's like you guys are doing too much, but
I know, yeah.
But it's like, I mean, I don't know. Who's to say? Who's to say? It's like one person's. I would imagine the pessimists are a small.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's interesting because I think they're always like, the point of view they take is like, if you account for all the suffering that exists in the world, there is more of that than there is joy.
Yeah.
But I think if you then zoom in and talk to a person who would be described as suffering,
right,
and you told them there is more suffering in your life than there is joy, they'd be like, fuck off. You know what I mean? I mean, unless...
I think you're right. I think, which I think is like, I guess, you know, getting very like, perhaps like sapient philosophical is like, that's a like an advantage and kind of a beautiful thing about a human being is you present that argument to a person who's like really in some shit, and they're like, yeah, but it's just, I don't know,
I just got to get through it.
They're usually pretty realistic.
Yeah,
folks
for sure.
Like that.
Resilient.
Yeah, this was like today.
Right. Humans are very adaptable.
Yeah.
And can find joy in, I mean, there are some scenarios in which it's impossible to find joy, but
right.
I do feel like we can extract joy out of almost anything.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like, that's true. I agree that it's like, if the goal is to keep the human race alive, then yes. But like, other than that, I don't know. It's like,
wait, so do you disagree that people can extract joy?
No.
Oh, you do? Okay, yeah.
No, all I'm saying is like, you know, I guess depending on what theory of like how humans arrived on Earth.
Oh, yes.
It's like, it's not like we willed it, you know, so it's like, it's kind of an accident that we're here anyway, so it's like...
Totally, and it's an accident that we have consciousness.
Yeah.
And that's the big aspect of philosophical pessimism, is the idea that like we're burdened with consciousness.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really interesting idea. That it's like basically other animals go around, they eat, they shit, they fuck. They're just trying to eat and obtain nourishment and do things that are fun and whatever. Like they just kind of do what feels good.
Yeah.
And then humans are like, what's my purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do I mean?
Right.
What does my life mean?
Yeah.
And it's like there might not be an answer to that.
Yeah.
And some people find that answer for themselves, but those are the very lucky few. Most people just...
That's true.
Either don't have time to think about what does my life mean, or they do have time, but they're not able to achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is kind of a horrible thing to like consider.
I know.
And that there is something moving about that. I mean, it's very grim, but there's something moving about that way of analyzing the human condition.
Yeah, for sure. That's true. I mean, even if I think it seems like we both disagree with it, even with disagreeing with it, it's still just like an interesting argument to think about.
Right.
To kind of like, I don't know, kind of shakes up my perspective a little bit. And it's like, reminds me that this is this is nice.
It is nice. It's nice to podcast. It's nice to drink on mic.
That's true.
I'm drinking a Heineken, by the way. It's lovely. You got it for me at the...
Shout out to you.
Yeah, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So let's move on to business. This I'm pretty excited to talk about. I think this is very interesting. Saudi Arabia is spending a shit ton of money on AI. Basically, they want to become like an AI superpower.
Damn.
They are investing like hundreds of billions of dollars in AI companies. They had a recent convention where every tech CEO was there.
That's crazy.
It's just like, yeah, and basically the big thing with AI production is an arms race, right? Yeah. It's like, okay, it might be dangerous to develop this. Also, I don't even know how close we are to developing it, because it's like ChatGPT is like kind of impressive, but also for the most part like pretty stupid. Yeah. And like there's all these like it has all these flaws, and I don't know. I think we're a little bit less of a fever pitch with it than we were maybe like a year ago. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, if you believe that, okay, we're going to create this exponentially more powerful technology that can be super destabilizing, is that a good idea? Well, we have to do it, because if we don't do it, China's going to do it first. And so then there's an arms race between companies within the U.S., but then also between like America and China, and Saudi Arabia is jumping in. And it's like, well, what if we also do that? And I don't know what the fuck I think the big, they're rich because of oil, right? That's like their big, cash, the big material from which they got rich. I guess they're trying to diversify and just become like, okay, maybe we can make money from tech too. We don't only have to depend on oil. Yeah. I know, that's anytime there's like a new thing. Yeah. I'm always amazed by like countries or companies. I mean, I guess there's literally people that they pay to like figure out angles for, it's like, how can we get paid from this? It's just something that's just never on my radar, but I'm always amazed at how people are like, how quickly they are like, here's an opportunity to make money. It's like, I don't even know what it is yet. Yeah. But let's just go do something. Well, it's like apparently Mohammed bin Salman is like kind of savvy. Oh, that makes sense. He's young. He's like a young. Yeah, which is crazy. But he's also like a murderous. I know. Like he's like kind of a scary guy to think about. Yeah, that's true. It's like, I mean, I knew about Jamal Khashoggi and stuff. Yeah. And I knew that Mohammed bin Salman, like, I guess ordered the killing. Yeah. But hearing about him then like investing in tech and hanging out with like Google. And then being like, he's actually like really knowledgeable. I'm like, oh, this guy's like actually pretty scary. Yeah. Because it's like Kim Jong-un's like so demented. Right. But MBS is like, he's kind of on the ball. Yeah, he's on the ball and he has like good PR. Yeah. That's pretty amazing. I mean, and it's like, and he has so much money that it's like you can't not totally do anything. You can't It's an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, which is fucked up.
I know. One thing I was thinking about too is some people think, okay, AI can be a tool to help us figure out clean energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are the ways that we're not thinking about yet that we can extract materials from the earth that aren't? But like, if Saudi Arabia has strong AI and their whole thing is oil, they might just figure out ways to get more oil, you know, and it's not in their incentive to try to figure out clean energy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure not.
So that's an interesting wrinkle for me.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, it's also just like, you know, particularly Saudi Arabia, but I'm sure there's, look, every other country that's investing in this stuff, it's just, I'm no authority, but I can think of better ways for them to spend their money, but, in my opinion, but like,
yeah. How do you think Saudi Arabia should spend their money? They're building cool malls and weird cities.
That's what I mean. Desert. It's like I could save them money.
Yeah, they're spending it on Cristiano Ronaldo.
That's actually a good. That's probably good. a good. That's a good spend.
Yeah,
that's worth it. That's worth it like 1,000 times over. I think, to be honest, because it's like going back to just whatever people's lives are like in Saudi Arabia. They love soccer.
Yeah.
And it's like you're getting to see the best guy.
Yeah.
People are having like the best day of their life watching him play soccer in real life. That's so cool. So shout out for buying.
Dude, I wonder how close they are to being able to buy like NBA players and like to like play in like the Saudi basketball league.
I wonder if they have their sites. I mean, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know how popular basketball is over there.
I feel like it's probably growing. Yeah. And it's probably pretty big.
Right. It's probably not close to soccer, though.
No way. But you think basketball is probably the next one of like a major sport?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Maybe not worldwide, but like culturally it could be.
Yeah. I mean, basketball's big in China.
Oh, true. That's right.
Because I think Yao Ming was the one who really like exploded it there.
Yeah.
And soccer obviously is like globally, but also, you know, there's like Mohamed Salah, who's like an Egyptian player who plays on Liverpool, and he like prays after every goal. So it's like there's like a sense of like, this is our fucking guy, you know?
Yeah.
There's not quite that with basketball. I mean, Hakeem Olajuwon was Muslim, and he like would fast during like the playoffs or whatever, like during like
Kyrie,
which is cool. Kyrie's Muslim, right?
Yeah. He fasted.
That's right. Yeah.
At the beginning of Ramadan.
But yeah, I feel like it's not quite like there's not quite that player who's like.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, this is our archetype. This is our guy.
Although in the Middle East, I wonder if Kyrie could put some numbers up
for sure. Yeah.
But
and he's playing really well right now.
I agree with you. I agree with you though that there's not a major like cultural person outside of America that's really like, you know, making people fill stadiums.
I bet LeBron would do it.
Yeah, LeBron might.
Like age 43, because he's 39 now. It's like they offer him.
True.
Like, they offer him like $900 million to play for like 2 years. And with his son, they like because he wants to play with his son.
Right.
Like, yeah. I bet he would say yes.
Yeah, he probably would. And that's also like that feels like a globally diplomatically important thing that he kind of fucks with.
I guess that's true, yeah.
He might be like, oh, the relations with...
Yeah, but I think the U.S. has good relations with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they're pretty good,
even though they they essentially did 9/11.
I know.
It's like crazy.
I know.
How, I mean, wow.
Yeah, we're just like...
You got to give it up, kind of. I mean, not to 9/11, but to like them being able to have good relations with the U.S. after like funding the worst attack. Man. I mean, it's crazy.
Talk about turn the other cheek.
I know, yeah.
That's true.
Dude, the other thing I was thinking about, because it kept mentioning how like it's like it was like, you know, you wouldn't think that Riyadh would be a tech sector because it's like 120 degrees and it's in the middle of the desert and they prosecute gay people and women aren't allowed to drive. But they do have billions of dollars. You know, it's just like it's just funny. It's like it's so naked in the arithmetic. But yeah, I was just thinking of like some nerd from, you know, Carnegie Mellon who's like, dude, yeah, I have an internship in Riyadh next summer, and he just doesn't care because it's like,
yes,
I feel like a lot of like computer science people, STEM people, they're just like wherever I can get a job.
Yes. Yep.
If it's comfortable, I can like have like a nice apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I know they like, and I don't think it's out of. I mean, in my opinion, or at least in my experience with like meeting folks like that, it's usually not in like a personal disregard for the people that Saudi Arabia kind of walks all over.
Right.
It's really just like they're just focused on their career.
Of course.
And they
just don't. They're like, what's the best option for me?
Yeah. And it's like they're very smart people and they're very obsessive about their work.
Yeah.
And like what interests them.
But also it's like they're like they're not like, because they're not like looking to go somewhere with like a cool nightlife.
That's true too.
I'll have like a nice air conditioned apartment.
Yeah.
I'll play D&D online with my friends.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be comfortable. Like
that is funny though. The article just being like, dude, 120 degrees is it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's I mean it's the middle of the desert.
It's nuts.
Like the Bible desert.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the one.
Yeah.
So it's like,
do they mention Arabia in the Bible?
I actually don't know.
Yeah. I feel like the Bible is all like, you know, like
the Levant.
Yeah.
So
the Levant. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like Iraq.
Yeah. How far is
Syria? I feel like I'm looking at a map now.
Because it's like, I mean, I'm sure it's probably far, but it's I just mean that part of the world.
No, for sure.
But that's a good question because I wonder because maybe they're closer to like. No, they're further away. I have no idea.
No, yeah, you're right. Actually, it's like, it's a lot closer to Israel than I realized. Yeah, it's like a little bit to the east of Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Jordan.
that's like.
Yeah. So you're right. You're right. Yeah. Then I was thinking, have you ever read The Arabian Nights?
No, I've actually. You know what? That's so funny. I remember you reading it and telling me a bunch about it.
Yeah, it was cool. It's like, it's like where like Aladdin comes from and all that stuff. But
it also sounds really like violent, but like kind of
cool.
Story,
no, I mean
like
the whole
violent.
Yes. No, I love it because it's like the whole conceit of it is like. Scheherazade or I forget how to pronounce it, but it's like she's like the king's concubine, and
Damn, she sounds so hot.
Yeah, she does sound fucking insanely stacked. But the king keeps like killing his concubines, and she's like, all right, like I promise, if you don't kill me yet, I'll tell you a story, and if you like the story, you don't kill me.
That's
and he's
cool.
like, all right. And then she does, and he's like, all right, do you have another story? Otherwise, I'm going to kill you. And she's like, yeah, let me make it up.
Wow.
And then she just like tells stories all night to keep him from killing her. So
damn, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a crazy frame, but I think that might be the first instance of a genie in in popular culture, a jinn in like DJINN. But I think that's like where the genie comes from as like a archetype.
Okay.
But anyway, then I'm thinking about like the AI genie. Like a Chat GPT genie, you know, that's living on some server farm in the desert.
Man, I could see it happening. Yeah. That just being the next tech frontier, or like the next like major tech. I mean, I can see it being like a lot of money in that place.
They have a whole plan called like that's like about like the year 2030 and what they want to achieve by 2030 and. I think that city we've talked about before, the like line.
Yeah,
that's like a part of it. I feel like
that makes sense.
And they're definitely going to use it in terms of like police surveillance.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like AI is really easy. It's like really useful for that.
Yeah. Jeez,
I guess. I mean,
Louise.
yeah. So anyway, that's kind of crazy. I was interested in that.
That is
Do you have anything else
crazy.
to say about Saudi Arabian?
I mean,
AI?
just I feel like this is another thing that, and I'm glad to constantly be mentioning the Lion City.
Yes. No, I know.
I feel like we come back to it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. It's
like Are You Garbage went to Dublin. once we hit like however many Patreons,
that's true. Yeah,
we'll go to the line and get fucking assassinated.
Yeah, get buried in a fucking roadside. I'd do a summer internship trying to build a line.
Damn. Yeah.
I wouldn't last a day.
No, I don't think I would either.
120 degrees.
When I was doing my like training to become a teacher, it was all online, and one of the other students in it was like a lady in her 30s or 40s. She was really nice, and she like lived in Dubai and was like teaching Spanish in Dubai, and she just would describe her life, and it just sounded so miserable. Just like. Because she wasn't like rich, she was just like
just a regular life in Dubai.
So she just lived in this like in this insane high rise, and she was like, I don't really leave my apartment because it's too hot.
Damn.
So I never go to the grocery store. I just get like groceries delivered, and then sometimes I play board games with the other people that speak Spanish.
Wow.
It's like that sucks.
It sounds like it sucks. Yeah. A regular life in Dubai.
Yeah.
Sounds like it sucks. I hope it doesn't for the folks for the folks in Dubai who just have a regular life and are like ultra rich. But yeah, it doesn't sound well. Yeah, I feel like I could do like a week of that.
Sure.
Be like, ooh, I'm not leaving.
No, I mean, that's like the novelty of that for sure. But
yeah, it's a novelty. But even that is like, it's kind of luxurious. Like you even have air conditioning there.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So also living in a high rise is just a regular, like
I
that's
know.
wild. But that is just I think those are just the buildings.
Of course. Yeah. That's right. There's no brownstones,
Yeah. I just can't wrap I mean, I guess that really is. This is like the trip we have to just go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Figure it out. Dude, we'll do a tour. Qatar, the oil.
Is the soccer stadium still up? The World Cup?
Oh man, yeah, maybe. We should record the fucking ghosts of the laborers are like
record an episode at center field.
Yeah, we'll see if we can pick up the noise from the bodies buried under it. All right, dude. Let's move on to social media nonsense.
Yeah,
I'm actually pretty excited about this. In some ways, this relates to the idea of like living in a high rise and getting like groceries delivered.
Yeah,
it's this Instagram account that I just happened upon. My 5 to 9 is a 23-year-old in Chicago.
I like this.
Have you seen these?
I haven't, but I like the flip already.
Yeah. It's like, and it's just this dude who I think is an accountant, and he's like somewhat good looking and like in shape, and he just does these videos where he lives in a pretty depressing modern building, and it's just him like coming home from work. And he's like, all right. Then he videos himself like going to the gym and like doing the bike. And then he does meal prep where he makes like chicken and potatoes.
Okay.
And then he goes on like a 10-minute walk. And then it's like, dude, the one that I saw that was psychotic ended at 9. It was like, and then at 9 it was like, edit this video. So then it was like. It was him filming himself editing the video that we were watching. And it was just like, it was very like Patrick Bateman-ish,
Yeah, I mean, it's also funny like how like circular, like edit the video you're watching.
I know,
right
dude.
Now.
It threw me for a loop.
The next one's gonna be like this video.
I know.
His hand's gonna come over your shoulder.
Dude, totally.
Like it.
Yeah.
His jacked forearm.
One of the comments was, "Bro, do you have hobbies or things that you like to do?" Like very concerned. Like, do you like? Is there anything that you like?
And yeah, because it's true. Because None of this is stuff.
None of this is a hobby.
Yeah.
It's like meal prepping's not a hobby. Exercise. Well, I don't know. I think some people would say exercise is a hobby. And I think for this guy, probably is. He's like, I like to go to work, get jacked, and post about my day. And you know, he has many followers. So as far as like, I do comedy. I don't have fucking jack shit followers. So as far as like, you know, time spent in an endeavor, maybe I should have been working a normal job and just obsessively documenting every aspect of my meal planning.
It's also interesting that he's an accountant because it's like accountant brain still.
Yes,
when he comes home,
dude, absolutely.
So he's still very fastidious about.
I mean, imagine going on a date with this guy.
Oh my god.
And he's just like, go on date, like,
damn,
ask about her work.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You think he would be? I feel like a dude like that probably looks up the most efficient way to, like, the guide to her pleasure or his pleasure, whatever.
No, I think so. I think first, I think he reads articles about how to maximize conversation. Like, what are 5 questions to ask on a date that will lead to the most interesting interactions?
Yes. Yeah.
And so, and I think he maybe has read like a book or 2 on cunnilingus. And he clearly can provide for, you know, whatever.
Right. It's like it'll work.
Yeah.
But it's
at what cost?
Yeah, it's like this feels very assembly line-ish.
Yeah.
It feels very Foxconn.
What's Foxconn?
That's the plant where they make the iPhones and they have the nets.
Oh, yeah.
It feels, because it's like, here's my allotment of a walk outside.
Yes, yeah.
Here's when it just feels very compartmentalized and like, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's like, that might do the trick.
No, I know. You know, I think some people like structure, and listen, I mean, it's a nice life. Like,
yeah.
He lives in his own place. He works out a lot. He eats pretty healthy. He's gainfully employed, you know.
It's true.
But it's like it's just weird. And these are all of his videos, and he has like hundreds.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, none of this is sensational. None of this is entertainment.
No, but it's very
just
popular.
Information.
Yes, but it's kind of captivating. Like I like watched the whole thing. I kind of like couldn't stop. Like, there is something weirdly, I guess it's voyeuristic.
Yeah, that's the part that is kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm just watching this person live their life.
And
because it's like,
I watched a similar one that was like my life as a Japanese salaryman.
I would watch that. That sounds awesome.
And then my friend Jacob was telling me there'll be like Chinese versions of that, but it's like state propaganda, you know?
Oh,
where they'll
shit.
just like, because it'll be on TikTok and it'll be like super viral, and
it'll
be like, look at my sick apartment, and you know.
Yeah, the real shit's, well, maybe even not on. We need to bootleg WeChat.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I know people on WeChat because I teach ESL. So.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I think I've made several jokes about going viral on WeChat. That, you know, whatever, but that it like makes me laugh that idea.
That is really funny. Yeah, I'm trying to get WeChat popping.
Yeah,
that's the next frontier.
I mean, that's like similarly. I think we both know several people who had like comedy writing jobs for Russia Today. Like on I forget what it's Redacted News. That's Redacted Tonight. That's what it was called.
Is that really what it stood for?
Well, no. Russia RT is Russia Today, but then there was also, I think, a show on it called Redacted Tonight.
That's so funny.
And it was like anti-U.S. imperialist kind of slant.
Right. Dude,
and I know some
funny.
Some great writers, but it's just funny. They're like, yeah, I lost my writing job when Vladimir Putin decided to invade Ukraine. It's like a funny reason to.
Yeah. Dude, imagine, that's extra unemployment bucks.
Yeah.
You get $5 off on your taxes.
But but that's similar to going viral on WeChat, is like having like a credit that's like Russia Today.
For real, that's nice.
Yeah.
Damn, I like that. Russia Today. When right before, because people were like, right before people found out that it was like kind of propaganda, people were like, people were fucking with. They were like, yeah, I read it on RT. I like that. I like that site. They kind of like.
I mean, it's complicated because it's like I don't necessarily think that the information itself is wrong.
I don't think so either.
It's just that it's like it is useful for a Russian state-owned media company to have American journalists doing like really critical, doing material that's really critical of the U.S.
Right.
To sort of, and look, that stuff should be out there. I don't know. I don't know what I think about it because it's like, I do think it's useful to criticize U.S. imperialism.
Yeah.
I do think anytime you point a finger at what Russia has done wrong, usually you can find a counterexample from the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes it almost gets this. There's a weird way in which what you're talking about gets lost, and it's like, what does anyone even care about here? Like, you're just deciding which atrocity you think is worth pointing out, and then it becomes, I don't know. It gets. I get very like confused, and it all starts to feel very nebulous to me.
Yeah, because now the point is like winning the argument and not and not like what's right now.
Exactly. And there's no way to win that because
I know, man.
We got just a bunch of competing, powerful entities who act immorally in various ways, and
true. Unfortunately, I don't know. Or
should we move on to word of the week?
Yeah, I will say I'm going to check this dude out.
Oh yeah, he's very he's hypnotic.
I want to check him out and like start commenting. Go to like particular streets in Chicago.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And see if he actually does.
He might. I mean, he. I think if you get enough likes on the comment, then he will.
I feel like maybe this. Okay.
Would you ever do anything like that? A day in the life of a Philadelphia salaryman? Dude, especially it's like if you're working remote, it's like there's just nothing to show. But some people might like that.
It would be would you ever? This is really funny. I don't fuck with and not that I don't fuck with it. I don't mean like I don't like it. It's just I never really watch like streamers on Twitch.
Yeah.
But some of those dudes are really funny.
Yeah.
That dude Kai Cenat.
Oh, I've heard of him.
He's funny, dude, but I don't know if he does it anymore, but he just streamed. It was like, watch me sleep.
Whoa.
But I don't think people knew, but it was literally just still.
That's crazy.
So it's him laying in bed. He's streaming. He's making so much. He's making money.
Dude, insane.
It's like
Wait, is he the one who like started a riot in Union Square because he was giving out I forget what it was.
He's giving out like gaming chairs or some shit.
Yeah. That's hilarious, man.
He also did a thing. I haven't watched. I've seen clips of it, but he like built a fake prison and then like made like a reality show in a prison.
That sounds like a Mr. Beast kind of thing.
It's almost Mr. Beast-esque.
Dude, Mr. Beast it's like he's like Saw to me.
It's
like he's like the Saw villain, but like filtered through like a hyperactive YouTube personality.
Yeah, and it's like maybe I'm just not in the loop. It's like I just don't care, dude. Cool. It's nice that you're building wells for people.
It is cool. No, I know that's an I mean, his whole charitable endeavor industrial complex is interesting to think about.
I agree, because
some people are quite critical of it, but he gave people their sight back. That's like that was one of his big stunts, is that he like gave like I forget like 1,000 people. And then I was thinking it'd be funny if he then did a next video that was like, I took 1,000 people's sight away.
Yeah. Damn. That'd be cool if it was like giving people their sight back, but it was just like it was like Chris Angel shit.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't medical.
Right. Yeah.
And it turns out he's a magician.
That would be cool.
And Chris Angel, I mean, I don't know. That actually, the industrial complex aspect is interesting because no one's doing his shit. No one's doing that shit that he does now, where it's like I'm building all these homes, I'm giving away millions of dollars, or whatever he does. But they're all like these stunts, but they do have charitable outcomes.
Yeah. You know, he gave a speech at Harvard Business School.
I did.
There's a really funny picture of it's like him, and there's a blackboard behind him, and it's just like a web of like the different things that he does, and it's it's very like it's like an octopus.
Mr. Beast. I mean, what the fuck? That's so crazy, dude. It's just like a person I can't fathom.
I know, yeah.
Because he's
like 26 years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, also, it's like not crazy, though. It's like that's the age of a person who's doing shit like that.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just still, I guess he's been doing it. I mean, I think I first heard about him in 2019, maybe. Yeah.
And I think by then he had already been popping off for a while.
Also, just the filter on the thumbnails of his videos, it's like he'll always be that age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like he's immortal. Dude, he might be.
I mean, and then I don't know if he invented thumbnail face, but just like the like wide-eyed, like
I know, man,
crazy open mouth, a gaping kind of
true
expression that he's definitely like popular. Dude, there's a Chrome extension, a Google Chrome like extension app where you can add Mr. Beast's face to any picture.
Yo, oh, that's wild.
Like liberating Auschwitz, and he's like, oh, dude, epic stunt. I liberated a concentration camp.
Yo, he should do that.
Yeah, dude,
they're still out there.
Go to China, liberate some Uyghurs.
Yes,
there's no way he would.
I would love to see him try it.
Yeah,
that's a good video. Mr. Beast.
Dude, if China killed Mr. Beast,
I know. Yo, that's war.
That would lead to war for sure. He's the Archduke Franz Ferdinand of our time. Dude, let's move on to word of the week. Palooka.
I'm excited to.
What do you think of Palooka?
I like it. It sounds like the last name of someone I'm related to.
I know. Yeah, it has an anti-Polish slant for sure.
What is it?
I think it's just like a dumb guy, and it was
so good.
It was based on a comic strip about a guy named Joe Palooka.
Damn, dude.
In the 1920s, which now the more I think about it, the more I'm like, oh, this is definitely like anti-Polish.
It's so funny though.
So sorry to bring race hatred to.
No, I don't mind. I like it. Also, I kind of want to use the whole name as an insult.
Oh, you're a Joe Palooka? Yeah, I like that.
Fucking Joe Palooka. Walking around over there without sunscreen on or whatever.
And the other one we've talked about before is Mama Look.
Yes.
Remember we used to text you? I feel like I used to text you like, dude, I'm on the train with these fucking Mama Looks. That's like the Italian coded Palooka.
Wait, is that just means idiot too, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's just like a big dumb idiot. Just like a beefy idiot.
That one sounds like I shouldn't be able to say it.
I know. Yeah, it has a. Yeah, it sounds worse.
It's just got a lot. It's got a lot of attractive mouth feel to it.
It does.
Pause.
Yeah. Palooka's a little harder, and Mama Look is softer.
Palooka sounds like it sounds like some Baltimore shit or something.
Yeah.
It sounds like. I mean, this is more of the same thing that I've been saying, like at the beginning of this word, but like it sounds like that name is, or like that insult is in The Wire.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a whole.
But maybe I'm just confusing.
Because season 2 of The Wire is all about Polish dock workers.
What are their names?
Sabatka.
Sabatka.
Yeah, Frank Sabatka, okay. Ziggy Sabatka, and yeah.
I thought it was like similar to this, but
no, it's in the family.
Palooka's so good. I appreciate you capitalizing it.
Oh yeah,
it is a last name.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I wonder if anyone's walking around with that last name still.
Damn.
Or if that's just a made up.
And he's like a PhD in like theoretical physics. And just no one believes his theories. It's like, come on, like, can you imagine? Yeah, like
the chief engineer at the new Riot branch of Google or whatever their automated thing is.
Dude, yeah, exactly. The Palooka multiverse theory.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, Palooka Institute of the Palooka Institute of Neuroscience.
Yeah, it's like I think everything's falling apart in there. Like, yeah, I think the MRIs are scanning backwards or whatnot.
It's always an ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So that's word of the week. Do you have a word of the week?
I just, dude. All right, this is like a mashup of words.
Yeah.
But fuckfest is so funny to me.
Oh yeah, fuckfest isn't bad. Yeah,
that's such a good like. I feel like I haven't heard it in a while.
Yeah,
and it's like. You're talking about like a mess over there.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is just a fuck
And also
fest.
if you like hook up with somebody and it's like, yo, dude, how was the fuck fest? That's that's pretty funny.
I know it's funny, but also like saying it sincerely in regards to sex means you're getting crazy.
No, I know. I like that too. Yeah.
It's like just a wild fuck fest. An actual fuck fest.
I like thinking about it literally. Yeah. What do you think of fuck fest versus shit show?
Shit show is like so good. I just seen it.
Yeah.
I've just seen it so much.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot. You know what I've seen a lot too that I don't like anymore is batshit.
Yeah,
batshit crazy is like it's become very cliched.
It's almost become like New York Postified.
Yeah,
it's like they're dangerously close to using it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I will give New York Post credit in that they always are like. They're always either more creative, or they just go for the gut elemental. Yeah, like look at this clown.
It's so good,
and it's not that creative, but it's like they don't need to be creative.
Yeah,
batshit is like you're trying to be too creative.
This
is my big thing.
It's
like
too sensational.
Like David Simon, the creator of The Wire, genius.
Yeah.
But his Twitter sucks because all he does is these stupid curse word. Mashups that feel just kind of too cute by half,
Yeah.
Like fuck knuckle.
Yeah, dude.
There's this. Sometimes people will like post like, "What are the worst tweets of all time?" Like, and there's kind of these typical these usual suspects that come up. And one was this guy who. I forget the whole tweet, but it's pretty bad. But anyway, one of them was, today has been a cromulent fuck crustable of the day. And it's like so corny.
I know.
And like, and his avatar he's just like a middle-aged kind of like mildly liberal seeming, but like also kind of incel-ish. And like, yeah, so it's like that kind of stuff and batshit I think is approaching that,
I agree with you. It is becoming. It's like you're trying to curse too much.
Yes, yeah, and you're trying to dress it up too much.
Yeah, that's true too. I agree with you.
But fuckfest, I don't think reaches that. I think fuckfest is.
I think it maintains.
Feels simple.
Yeah, it maintains like a silliness that people are afraid to like engage with. But, man, that's so funny to me.
Yeah.
Saying it like actually like, yo, that was a fuck fest. What I watched.
Yeah.
Or what I heard about.
Yeah.
I mean,
6 out of the 10 tabs I have open right now are.
Ooh, cyber fuck fest.
Yeah, exactly. Did you ever cyber with anybody? I didn't. I just remember hearing about it. I think that this. I wonder if this is a dated term. Cybering.
No, but
do people don't cyber?
I don't think so. I don't think so anymore. I mean, I guess now at this point it's like sexting.
Yes,
but I don't even know if people do that anymore.
No, they do. I think
they probably do.
Yeah,
yeah, they do. I just don't know if they like.
But yeah, cybering. It's like that had to happen over instant messenger.
Yeah,
you had to have
a
name that wasn't yours. Like it had to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had AOL. Like I never got into it really. I had it, but I just never used it really. I remember the one of the instances I used it. I asked a girl out, and she said no.
Sorry.
And then
Fucking bitch.
This is all right. I asked her out.
Yeah.
She said no. And then I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah.
And right before I signed off, another, like a dude I knew who was online messaged me. He was like, yo, did you ask her out?
Oh, wow.
Like it just traveled.
Damn, dude.
True instant.
That's funny. Wow.
But yeah.
The new age of communication happening before your eyes. Did he make fun of you?
No, I think he just asked, and I was just
yeah.
I was just like, yeah.
Dude, school's brutal, man. How old were you?
Maybe like
that feels like an 8th grade.
It was before high school, so 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bear these scars.
they formed who you are, man.
It's true.
You wouldn't be wearing the bucket hat. You wouldn't be the bucket hat wearing Bud Light chugger.
That's true.
Without that.
Yeah, it truly formed me into, That's right.
Dude, let's close it out strong with poetry.
Yes.
This is a good ass poem.
Yeah.
I really like this. Tell me, okay, this is pretty long. Do you want to read the whole thing or do you want to split it up?
I'll read the whole thing.
All right, yeah, hell yeah.
Well, one, it's called Arrival at Santos by Elizabeth Bishop. And I'm not super familiar with her at all. I just I was kind of just browsing and I just happened to find her and I did some digging and I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, let's just read it. I'll read it. Okay. Arrival at Santos by Elizabeth Bishop. Here is a coast, here is a harbor, here, after a meager diet of horizon, is some scenery, impractically shaped, and, who knows, self-pitying mountains, sad and harsh beneath their frivolous greenery, with a little church on top of one and warehouses, some of them painted a feeble pink or blue, and some tall, uncertain palms. Oh, tourist, is this how this country is going to answer you, and your modest demands for a different world and a better life, and complete comprehension of both at last and immediately, after 18 days of suspension?
Wait, let me stop right there. I feel like let's read it and talk about it and read it and talk about it.
That's a great, yeah, that's a good,
yeah.
Okay.
I love this opening.
Yeah.
Because it's I love the idea of you're going on vacation and immediately it's you fucking idiot.
I know.
What do you think this is going to be, clown?
I know.
You're I just love that. It's so immediately kind of cynical,
mm-hmm.
A meager diet of horizon. The scenery is impractically shaped. The mountains are self-pitying, mm-hmm. sad and harsh. It's just, I love that, dude. It's so immediately haterade.
I know, and it's
arriving at a tropical location.
Yeah, and it's in a very small amount of words, it's a really pretty vivid, just scenic description.
Yeah.
But then it does another thing where it's referencing the narrator's
expectations.
Yeah.
Your immodest demands for a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love that. It feels like I'm going on vacation with her and we got in a fight. And now we're coming into the harbor and we're both fuck, dude. This better be fucking good.
I know. Well, dude, the other thing was when I first was reading this, I had in my head, at least for this part, I had in my head just someone moving to a different country.
Oh,
and an immigrant.
That's cool. Yeah. I think I thought
But the palms kind of...
Yeah, and I guess I thought it was a vacation because... Oh, you know what? Okay, 18 days of suspension. Yeah, I think I thought of the 18 days as the vacation duration, but actually that's the amount of time she was in transit. Yeah,
which is also for the time this came out, and who knows when she's writing of...
Oh, but then it says, oh, tourist.
Right.
Oh, tourist, is this how this country's going to answer you? So to me, it's
Right, and that's the thing that kind of I just forgot about, but it's that one word.
What, Santos? Where is Santos? What... Yeah, I'm curious, and maybe it's not a real place.
Maybe somewhere in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, or South America. But anyway, do you want to continue?
Sure. Finish your breakfast. The tender is coming. a strange and ancient craft, flying a strange and brilliant rag. So that's the flag. I never saw it before. I somehow never thought of there being a flag. But of course there was, all along. And coins, I presume, and paper money, they remain to be seen. And gingerly now we climb down the ladder backward, myself and a fellow passenger named Miss Breen, descending into the midst of 26 freighters waiting to be loaded with green coffee beans. Please, boy, do be careful with that boat hook. Watch out. Oh, it has caught Miss Breen's skirt. There. Miss Breen is about 70, a retired police lieutenant, 6 feet tall, with beautiful bright blue eyes and a kind expression. Her home, when she is at home, is in Glens Fall. Oh, that's such a weird.
Yeah, I'll stop you there.
Okay.
Her home when she is at home is in Glen Fall. Next stanza, Glen Falls, but it separates.
Damn, that's
fall
wild.
And the S. I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's like a typo.
I know, and it's like, I guess interpreting it like if you're just trying to be like fall and then it fell.
Oh, that's
like,
smart. Yeah,
I kind of get it.
That's cool. Yeah,
that's kind of neat.
That
if that's
feels that it's like a typographic pun,
which is cool if that's what's intended.
That's like the kind of thing E. Cummings does. I feel like.
Okay.
You ever read him?
I do, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
But.
Wait, yeah, sorry.
So interesting.
Yeah, maybe, yeah,
okay.
Let's just finish the poem, yeah.
Okay. Glen Falls, New York, there, we are settled. The customs official will speak English, we hope, and leave us our bourbon and cigarettes. Ports are necessities, like postage, stamps, or soap. But they seldom seem to care what impression they make. Oh, like this, only attempt, since it does not matter, the unassertive colors of soap or postage stamps, wasting away like the former, slipping the way the latter do when we mail the letters we wrote on the boat, either because the glue here is very inferior or because of the heat. We leave Santos at once. We are driving to the interior.
So I think the end I like is a little bit more nebulous to me than the beginning. The beginning creates this really strong, this really strong mood and impression.
Uh-huh.
And then there's like some physical comedy with Miss Breen. She's like getting like caught on like a boat hook.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then she writes about the port, and she kind of like philosophizes about the port and how it's like, I do like the idea that it's like there are necessities like postage stamps or soap. They waste away and slip away.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are these fixtures of everyday life that aren't pretty but need to be there.
Yeah.
And are inevitably going to deteriorate somehow.
Right.
That feels like a strong idea that's happening in the end.
Yeah, that's a good point. And they're also like, I mean, again, I don't know where Santos is and what kind of country that is, but it's like those things are, I guess aside from postage stamps, I mean maybe, but it's like they are kind of luxuries.
You mean going
alcohol
to,
and soap, and it's like
it's true.
Those are like, things that perhaps the country you're visiting, depending on their like economy, it's like might not have, and it might not be a necessity, whereas that's what the narrator is suggesting.
I'm Googling the poem and trying to see if there's anything about it that we can. Okay, it's about her going to Brazil, actually, which is where my mom is from.
Wow.
But I don't know where Santos is.
Okay.
Let me look it up.
Just going to get a BBL.
That would be, dude, that's funny. That's how that poem ends. It's like, dude, I would read a poem about getting a BBL written in this tone.
Yes.
Because I bet it's like fat. I mean, I bet if you like take that eye to like the operating room, and it's like, I bet you can come up with some really poignant stuff.
I would love that. Yo, wait, we've...
okay, it's near Santos. Okay, it's near São Paulo, which is like one of the big cities in Brazil. It's right on the coast.
Wow, okay.
And I don't know anything else about it. My mom is from Rio de Janeiro, so
wow,
that's not.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the
amazing,
beautiful place. Yeah, so that's cool. And Brazil, obviously, an iconically romantic place that Americans tend to dream about and form all sorts of associations with. And I really like the immediately unromantic tone that this poem has about it. It's very cool.
It is. Yeah, it's like a really succinct picture of someone who's grown accustomed to, or not even necessarily grown accustomed to, but like has essentially just has expectations or something.
Right.
And you just see something new and it's like, just didn't live up to the picture in my head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this sucks. This isn't a postcard. And then it makes me think, I feel like the ugly American is a trope I've heard about of just like Americans going abroad and doing everything wrong.
That's true.
And then Jamaica Kincaid wrote an essay, I think, about tourists in... Where's she from? She's from...
Antigua.
Antigua. Yeah, and she was like, like tourists are ugly. They wear ugly clothes.
Yeah.
They don't know how anything works.
Yeah.
They get lost all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like and that is an interesting archetype. Like, because you think of vacationing places as this really glamorous thing. But what you're doing is you are... And I think it's good to go on vacation. Like obviously it's nice, but also it's like it's good to travel. You see how, but there is something weird about, because you're wearing like stupid shoes, and you're like dressed in cargo shorts, and when like families go on vacation, like maybe they bring the kids with them, and the kids are wearing like dumb, like they're wearing like streetwear, and they're like on their phones the whole time, and it's like it's interesting how there is this glamour around travel, but the actual reality of travel is somewhat ugly.
Yeah,
you're sweaty. You're like your phone's not charged. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
it's true. It's like
I feel like that this poem really captures that, at least in the beginning.
That's actually that's a great point, because it's like, the goal of, I guess, a vacation is to just go live somewhere else for a little bit, even if it's for like a short time. But it's like it never really quite feels like living, because like you're in the stuff that you don't live in. You're like wearing the stuff you don't live in. You're like it. So there's like a tension kind of in you, and maybe that's like, maybe not necessarily, I don't sense like tension in this, but it's like there's definitely an edginess to the narrators. Like,
I know, totally. Yeah, like, she's grumpy. I like that. I like her grumpiness. I mean, I felt that when Mary and my girlfriend, went to Mexico City this year, which was great. I loved it. It was like an awesome vacation. We were looking forward to it, but and Mexico City has an interesting thing recently where a ton of Americans moved there during the pandemic.
Oh, right.
Because everyone had remote jobs, and they're like, I can live wherever I want.
Yeah.
So they were like, well, I'll just take my laptop job and go live in like a cheap, cool city.
Yeah.
So now there's like a bunch of Americans who live in Mexico City, and there is I perceive a bit of, I don't know, an interesting tension there, because it's like it's like any neighborhood that gets gentrified. Yeah. There's like this tension between like, well, there's more economic activity, right, which is good, but also it's like changing the neighborhood, and then I know I had this sense that the Americans who lived there were looked down on people vacationing there.
Oh, wow.
Like they were like, look at these tourists.
Damn.
It's like, well,
happened that quick.
You're a tourist too. You're just,
you have a short memory.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe I might have been projecting that, but I think I don't know. I just picked up on that, and I felt like, I don't know. I remember like going to buy like a smoothie from this like street cart, and I speak Spanish, and I'm fluent, but right. I'm very obviously, like, I think Mexicans can tell that I'm not Mexican. And so, I was, and it just immediately, I was like, the street cart vendor was talking to like his friend, and I came up, and just there was a vibe where I was like, fucking, all right, look at this idiot with his fucking backpack, and then it's also like, as a tourist, you go somewhere and immediately you're just like, everyone's ripping you off. Yeah, it's just happening right away, because like you don't know how anything works.
I know, especially on the street too, where it's like, I know.
And you kind of don't care because it's like, depending on where you go, the currency is like, it's still cheap. Even if you get ripped off, it's still cheaper than what you would have paid at home.
Yeah,
so you kind of don't care.
It's like, yeah, whatever.
Which somehow makes it, I don't know. It's just like all.
No,
like,
that's a good point.
It's a very interesting.
Yeah, it's a come up for them.
Yeah, right. Like, and you're just kind of like accept that like, yeah, I'm like a huge idiot. I'm like a mark.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm going to be a mark in this new place, but hopefully I learn something. Or I just, whatever, enjoy myself and relax.
Yeah, that's true. And every once in a while there are like, there's a few folks who are like, hello, like, just like.
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah. It's
but,
not like, it's not like you're going to, not everybody's hostile.
Right.
And it also depends. We went to like a city that already has, a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
People, if you go to a resort,
oh man,
then it's like everyone's just treating you like, you're a prince and a princess. And
I know.
I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like this poem kind of immediately captures a lot of like the like negative complexity of like,
yeah, most definitely,
just like an American going on vacation. I actually don't know if this lady's American either.
She is.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, even that part when they're like going down that ladder and it's like, boy, it's kind of like,
yeah,
there's
that's right.
like, there's one that's just that's the most rudimentary thing. It's like foreign. It's like there's a boy,
yeah,
but also it's very like touristy. But
right. Oh, I like that. And now it almost makes me think like maybe the boy did it on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Please, boy, do be more careful with that boat hook. Watch out. Oh, and then Ms. Breen's hanging on the boat hook.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like, also it's funny. Like, it has caught Mrs. Breen's skirt there, and then it talks about Mrs. Breen and who she is, and it's like, why are we hearing about this lady?
I know it's a really
maybe it's like they met on the boat, her and Miss Breen,
and
so that she's just like, all right, this is who I'm talking to right now, so this is just like front of my mind. This is like what's occupying my my consciousness.
It's a cool description. I mean, again, it's just like really like
it's really sensory poem.
Yes.
It's just like everything that's happening moment to moment. Here's what's like washing across her awareness.
Yeah. So cool.
And I like that it ends with, we leave Santos at once. We are driving to the interior. And now, from looking at the map, it seems like they're going to São Paulo, which is like a huge, it's like, the huge like business.
Yeah.
Like it's not the capital of Brazil, but it is like one of the, central hubs of Brazilian commerce and whatnot.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I like that they leave it at the interior.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, another poetic.
Yeah, totally. It's and because Brazil's such a big country too, and there's it has a jungle in the middle of it, so it's like
wild.
Yeah,
really
great choice. I love this.
Thanks. Thank you for having me read the whole thing. I appreciate your insights.
Yeah,
shout out to
likewise.
Elizabeth Bishop. That was written, or at least that was published. I don't know.
I think it was written in the 50s and it was published in January 1952, but then it was published in like a
collection.
Collection, the complete poems.
I don't know how much she has out
there.
Damn,
27 to 79. She wrote for a long time.
Yeah, it's crazy. Cool. But yeah, thank you for allowing me to select this week's poem.
Of course,
I'm fortunate that I happened to just find it. So I got lucky.
Okay, so now we have key learning / miscellaneous. Do you have anything you want to bring up at the end?
No. I mean, key learnings I think is very important, and I think I'll probably just do some research on one savory scones.
Yeah. Oh, please. Yeah.
I think they're still kind of hard to find. At least for me.
No, for sure. It's not. You don't expect it.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to do some research on that, and then probably this 5 to 9.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Check that out. I think you'll like it. Key learnings for me: learn more about finance. I think I actually will at some point.
Yeah.
Bring a list of finance terms and see what we can kind of generate out of it.
Yeah, I think that'd be.
There's a New Yorker article that I read a long time ago about Carl ICANN.
Oh yeah.
And his big thing is like that he buys like the debt of like poor countries.
That's so crazy.
He like owns Argentina's debt or something.
It's so crazy.
So I'm gonna read about him again because I remember reading that and just thinking like this guy's a demon. But I had trouble understanding a lot of the specifics of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of he's like a massive. I mean, beyond hedge fund, it's like his company's called Icon Industries.
Yeah,
his last name's Icon.
Right. Yeah.
HBO made a documentary about him.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll watch that.
And it's actually it's an interesting picture because they made it when he was old.
Yeah. Did he die?
Yeah, no, I think he's still alive.
Okay,
actually,
yeah.
Maybe he's not. I don't know, but they made it like recent.
Okay.
In his life.
I'll watch that. I'm doing a joke that's not working, but it's about how TikTok has created a generation of people that are super politically radical but speak like babies. So they'll be like Mao Zedong is literally daddy.
It's funny.
I think that's kind of funny.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So that's something I've been chewing on.
I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. I think we got it.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, dear.
Once again, hello, dear.
Hello, dear. Kind thanks for listening to our splendid podcast and bequeathing your attention to our lucrative enterprise. If you enjoyed what you heard, please do the needful and transmit the relevant information to all of your personal and professional contacts as soon as possible, or I shall be forced to unfold your private banking details to all interested parties. Don't hesitate to contact us if you have any questions or concerns. Wishing you many miracles and luxuries. Hello, dear.